technology and that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green look on it.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in, being a part of our True Form Life community, whether you're listening on terrestrial radio across the country or as a podcast around the world. We certainly wouldn't be here without you. Today I'm bringing on Ricardo Santos. I'm super excited to bring him on the show with you. I got a bio I'd like to share with you. He has a love of surfing, Muay Thai kickboxing, exercising, and he modeled for 15 years. Super cool. He helped develop self-discipline, positive attitude, communication skills, and teaching abilities that have been helping his clients understand overall health and wellness. Ricardo and I had a great conversation. We talked about environment, something that we're both very passionate about. I think it's so important to make sure that you have those supportive people surrounding you on a regular basis. Ricardo touched on nutrition and how he feels that we should be eating and the way he teaches his clients as well. One of my favorite segments is how he talks about being active. I think many of us still feel like we have to clang around weights for hours in a gym to get results, and that simply isn't true. Ricardo talks about his love of surfing, which I mentioned. I also added in my own surfing story, or I suppose how I've been teaching myself how to surf, and then skateboarding is something new as well, of course, with sunny California down here in Los Angeles, and it's pretty cool to be able to do those kind of things throughout the year. And I understand that not everyone can do that, but still, we need to understand that it doesn't have to be in a gym, or it doesn't have to be working out for long hours, or even cardio for hours and hours to get yourself results. So that's something that we talked about or touched on as well. I love this interview. Ricardo's a super guy. I'm looking forward to meeting him in person as well. So I know you're going to enjoy this interview, so sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. You heard all about Ricardo in the introduction, so without further ado, welcome to the show, Ricardo.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to have this conversation with you.
Yes, I'm excited too. Thank you so much for your time. This was a quick turnaround. We just connected. We got you on the mic. We got you on air. This is how I like to roll. Ricardo, tell me a bit about yourself so our audience can get to know you before I get into this interview.
All right. I'm a wellness coach, I would say, more than just a trainer. And, I grew up in Brazil. I'm an immigrant in America. That I learned a lot about eating healthy with, the circumstances that we have. I'm a very humble, simple family. So the good thing, we could not afford the sodas and all the Nutellas and all the, expensive stuff. But our food was pretty basic and, natural, animals and plants, I would say. And that was the blast of not having much. And applying to that, my modeling years, and, helping my auntie that was ill when she was 65. She's 80 years old now. And with exercises, and then, she gained some more years in her life, I believe, for exercising. And that's how I got into this, helping people.
So you helped her get a little bit healthier with some of your suggestions and tips?
Yes, actually, at age 65, and she is a housewife. She was always inside the house. And some exercises, simple as they're sitting down in a chair and standing up, But I was telling her exactly what muscles she has to use instead of coming with her knees forward, how she would engage her calves, her quads, and stand up with a right posture. That's one of them. And walking. I was you have to go for a walk for 10 minutes a day, at least, some stretches inside the house. And then I noticed in the course of 4 or 5 weeks, all the pains and aches that she was feeling, it was just getting better by this little exercise. And that's like how I was like, well, this is like a way to go.
That's awesome. It's so important. Like for us in the health industry, I think we kind of have to let that go just a bit. But we get into this industry and we want to help so many people, and it always means so much when our family starts listening to us and they get a little bit healthier. And then we can see some changes in them. It makes us feel like we're really making a difference, especially when it's our family members.
Yeah, I mean, with my family, like our eating habits were like pretty decent. Besides my dad, he was an alcoholic, but he was like in very early years. But rather than that, like my idols were like my guy friends. They're like older than me. They're all like, black belts, people who are like cyclists. And then those are the people who was like, okay, I want to be like them. Luckily, I was surrounded like with a very, good people, athletes. I was lucky with that. And that's what I try to bring to people that I coach. Like, if you want to change yourself, you have to change your community. You're part of the community. And then you will like start like, and that grows like on you with time.
Yes, I love that. I talk about environment so much. Like if we surround ourselves with healthy people, we'll have the opportunity to be healthier ourselves.
Yeah.
So is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a thing from where you grew up?
Oh, yes, it is. But in my case, it was like Muay Thai, kickboxing more. I had my friends, they were like all strikers, not so much of grappling, like how we say. And I that's what it was, my foundation, Muay Thai, kickboxing.
Oh, you actually trained in that?
Yeah, I mean, trained like myself, never competed, but it was like part of my life for 15, 20 years.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us more about your philosophy when it comes to training. I love your idea of no dieting, being patient. Let's get into some more details about that.
So basically, first of all, they need to figure out why they want to do it. That's my first conversation. If you call me and it's like, hey, Ricardo, I want to work with you. Like my first question is like, why me and why right now? Why do you want to do this now? So why do you think I can help you? Because I need to find something that they resonate about my lifestyle or something that I said in a video or, in a post. And from there, we make the connection. And then it comes that, what I call the mindset. The second one, it's a plan, where you want to go, how much weight you want to lose, how you want your body to look like, your life to be like. And then we come with a plan. And the most important one, I would say, it's accountability. Can you bring like your spouse on board? Can you have friends that can support you? If you can't, I have a community. I put them with like other clients. They're in the same path, and they start like supporting each other. And basically that's how I do.
Okay, so you take them through a step-by-step process. What is the first thing that people come to you and they say? How can you help me live healthier? I'd imagine most people, like, they come to me and they're like, I need to lose some weight.
Yes, exactly. It's never want to be healthier. I need to lose 10 pounds. I need to lose weight. I have a wedding coming up. And, those are the things, but that's never the reality, because what is like, and I always say, like, whatever they talk to me, it really comes from like a place of love. I don't want to I'm not here to judge. I just want to know. And in fact, like, he's probably going to be listening to you after this, but one of my guys, like, he became like a good friend. His motive was like, he came out at age of 30 years old and never had vanity. He was always an overweight gay guy, closet, and then he wants vanity. He wants to feel attractive. And that was so beautiful when he said that, because he was legit, like, honest. And I was like, okay, I can help with that. And that's why we would bring, like, in our conversations and training, and just like, you have to posture to do this exercise specific. When you think about posture, think about how you want to look when you see someone and you're at a bar, how you position yourself, that posture, bring that to exercise. You want to look tall, pretty, your shoulders down, your chest out. So those are the little elements that I always bring in in my training sessions.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I talked about this on a recent show, and it was like, if you don't know what it is you want, how can you come up with a plan to get there? Like, where are you going? Like, where's your plan that you're going to get to if you have no place to go? And it's so interesting. Like, I love how you're talking about, like, you got to come up with that plan first, then we can show you how to get there. But if you don't have that plan, we can't show you how to get anywhere, because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and with plan, like, most important part, like, like, unless if you want to be a bodybuilder, you want to go in a competition, or you're an athlete, it's a whole different, like, type of, like, strategy. But if your goal is to feel better, to lose weight, like they say, and I think that the first step is to, take the action, start doing it, and go very, very slow and be patient. Like, because everybody's looking for the magic pill for the 3 months, like, transformation. And those, like, I truly believe, like, that people, they can lose weight, and this is, like, proven by studies. But 90% of people, they cannot keep the weight off, and that's part that makes me sad. They manage to lose weight somehow with those crazy diets and whatever they're trying to, but they cannot keep the weight off, and that's the sad part.
So what can they do to make those lifestyle changes, or what can they do to keep that weight off?
All right. So first you have to have fun. Like, if your goal is to lose weight, to have a better lifestyle, if that's body weight exercise you like, do it. If it's running, do it. If it's going to the gym, you got to find. And then if you don't know that, find someone that's going to guide you to help you figure it out what you're going to have fun the most. And secondly, it's just not having, you cannot be emotionally attached to exercise. Okay, I'll say this. In fact, I heard in one of your interviews, was this woman talk about meditation. She said, and you ask her, like, well, what do you do to meditate every day? She goes, like, it has to be a task like you brush your teeth every day. So that's how you find time to meditate every day. Same, I would say, to exercising. You got to make peace with it, and you understand that you have to do every day. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym and go like 110%, like, lift all the heavy weights and you possibly can. But no, you have to be mindful. A lot of days I don't feel like exercise because I'm super tired, I'm exhausted. I get my fiance, we go for a walk. And we walk for an hour and a half. And if we can walk for 20 minutes, but we are committed to exercise every day, like we shower every day, like we eat every day.
So it just becomes part of your lifestyle. You don't have to think about it. You just do it because that's what you do.
Exactly. It's like, it's a second nature, I'm not, because when I say not being emotionally attached, if you miss one day, let's say, like, we all, like, people like to have fun. And even sometimes I enjoy to go out. And if I have like one glass of wine, and I already know from my body that's going to affect my training next day, and then sometimes I'm not going to be as strong, but I go and do it anyway. And then if I don't exercise, I'm not going to punish myself and say, like, hey, look what I'm doing, I'm not training, all the narrative. And you learn how to silence that. Because, like, if you don't brush your teeth today, next day what you do? You just brush your teeth. And then that's it. And you keep going.
It's interesting how you say, like, brush your teeth, or, like, because it becomes so natural. But I'd imagine, like, I think in most cases we brush our teeth all the time. Like, sometimes, I think one time I didn't brush my teeth when I was camping. And there was nowhere to brush my teeth. But that's the longest time I can remember not brushing my teeth one night. But it wasn't like, when you miss a workout, it's like the end of the world. Like, oh my gosh, I missed a workout, I'm gonna gain a bunch of weight, blah blah, or like our mind is going crazy. Instead of being like, oh, didn't brush my teeth, I better do it the next day or the next morning, whatever it is. But we have this crazy mindset of, like, if I don't work out every day, or if I miss a workout, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, like, I keep saying this, and just like one more example, like, because like, some people sometimes they go to the dentist and they say, like, hey, I have to spend $2,500 because, And I was like, because you don't floss, because you don't brush your teeth. They look at me, it's like, oh, that's not true. It's like, yeah, it is true. And that's how it is. And it's the same as a workout. If you miss one day of working out or 2 days in a week, you're fine. In 30, 20 years, you will know people who, like yourself, that say like you brush your teeth like multiple times a day, and then you know the difference of that one who only brushes one time a day and that one that never do it. So it's clear. And there's the same as exercising. In 20 years, you're going to see the difference for the person that at least go for a walk on a daily basis. I'm saying exercise. I'm not saying working out.
Yeah, just getting out and being active. What does your workout regimen look like?
So I go to the gym. I used to do a lot of like we call, it's funny in the industry, you probably know that, the bro science, like breaking a workout, like by muscle groups. But that, for the things I love to do, like being in the water, surfing, it's skateboarding, playing volleyball, I like to be active. So it does not serve well my lifestyle. So I usually do a full body the days I don't do other activities. That's basically how I do it. And that's how I do to my clients too. So you trigger like all the muscles. If you like, it depends on your breaking down. If they go in like, I don't want to get too specific because some people probably won't understand the mechanics here. But basically, like I like to squat, work in a hinge exercise like deadlift, pushing, pulling exercise, and that's it. You have that's it. You got full body, and I do some cardio, and that's what I do the days I don't go surfing or do something that I'm really more passionate or fighting or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's why you mentioned having fun earlier in the interview. I think it's so important. Like, I'm the same way. I feel like we have so much in common. I just taught myself how to skateboard. I'm pretty good. I can't do tricks or anything, but I can ride it. And then I've been teaching myself how to surf as well here for the last few summers. So I've really been enjoying that. But that's part of exercise. Like, I don't feel like I need to get in an hour and a half workout or lifting heavy weights like I used to. I just want to go swim in the ocean. And it's so challenging to like fight the waves and try to get up on your board. And that's something that I really enjoy. So I feel like for those of our listeners out there, like many people feel like they have to sit in the gym for a couple hours a day to get results. And it just simply isn't true.
No, not at all. Like, in fact, like I have plans, and I'm sure you have yourself too. It's just so you can do it in your house. Like, you can do as little as like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but it will make a huge difference in the long term, because that's what we're looking for, longevity. We want to be here more time, being happy and doing the things that we love. And I think that's the idea. Like, obviously, if you want to build, like, I want to have a bigger chest, bigger biceps, we're going to have a workout specific for that. But if you're looking for longevity, like being healthy, you don't need a gym.
Tell me about your philosophy around nutrition.
Nutrition, yeah. I believe that we all have to be healthy, but at the point in your life that I'm meeting you right now, and I know a little of your story, like listen to your podcast, I know, like, coming from an athlete, a trainer, I know your healthy standards are pretty high. So what is the healthy standards for a person that's overweight? What can we make to be healthy? Is it making this person stop drinking one less soda a day? Or, not having like fast food every day? So that would be healthy for them. Because I think it's very like relative from person to person. I believe that I have a very balanced health, like lifestyle. But eventually I start having because I'm going to tell you guys right now, no shame, I have a sweet tooth. And then we all know sugar has zero nutrients. It's not good for you. But that's I love it. And I love the cookies, the donuts. But I know my body start aching, my hip, and then, my knee, because I know the sugar, it's not helping with the natural inflammation process of my body. So it's very unhealthy to the lifestyle that I have sometimes to have when I go to have on the sweets.
Yeah, for sure. I get a sweet tooth too, but I think it's okay as long as you can control yourself. Like for me, I know not to have certain things in the house. Like I know what aisles to stay away from at the grocery store. I think having that self-control and self-awareness of understanding what's going to happen if I bring a bag of chips home, I'm going to eat it.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying like I would never say like you can never have a donut again ever. That's not something that we believe in. It's just understanding that it's not going to make your body feel great. It's probably going to cause some digestion issues. Like if someone comes to us and they always have gas, bloating, and digestion, then we got to make a change when it comes to nutrition and what we're putting in our body. So it's very important that we don't go down those aisles or don't bring that food home that's going to tempt us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think the first homework that I do with every client is just like bring to me on a paper everything that you eat, because like to everyone listen now, it's something that's very common. I say like, oh, I want to lose weight. I was like, whoa, if you want to lose weight, you just have to go in calorie deficit. And they go like, oh, what is that? I was like, eating less calories. Oh, I am eating less calories than I'm supposed to. And I was like, well, you might think you are, but you're not. Because if you're not losing weight, you're not in deficit. And they're like, and that's when I say, like, can you write down everything that you eat in a day? It's like, whoa, but it's a lot of work. It's like, well, if you say you're not eating a lot, so it's not going to be a lot of work. And then it's amazing, like, that I learned with some of my clients. This is like, it was very humbling to me, because she handed me the paper in tears. And she said, like, I did not know I was eating this much. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, I love that. Like, I'm 100% with you. Because if we don't write it down, we don't know. So we do that with our clients that we work with. We talk about accountability charts, partners, of course, but calendars, charts, paper, write it down. Because if you don't write it down, you don't know. I have a funny story. I was at the gym. This is years ago, like one of my first years ever training. And one guy had this little cup of water, and I said he went over to the water fountain, and it was just a small little gym, and they had the jugs, and he went over and filled that up. And he was talking about what are the things that he can do to help out a bit. And I said, well, hydration is something I like to focus on. It's important to get hydrated. He said, oh, I drink tons of water. And then I said, well, how much water do you drink? And he said, well, I drink at least 3 or 4 of these. And he held up this little cup. And it's kind of funny, but at the same time, we walk around dehydrated all the time. So if you look at this individual, that's just a good example of someone that didn't know any better. They thought that was a lot. And if they wrote that down, what would they say? Like, I don't know how small those cups are, 6 ounces or 5 ounces. So without writing it down and seeing it right in front of you, then you're not going to know how often you're working out or what types of food you're eating. I had the same thing. I had clients that was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea I ate this food. And like embarrassed to hand me their nutrition journal.
And it's like I said, I was very like humbled. It was like, it's good. Now you know. So whenever you know, and you can do something about it. So what are we going to do? It's like, well, and it's always up to them in my case, like, what can you change? Because again, like what is healthy for you and me, it's relative, like, and for them, and they're just like, okay, I can work with that. And I think to anyone listen, you probably with me, if that's the process, you got to go by step. If you try to eat like broccoli and chicken every day, and you're going to do that for maybe like 2 months or maybe a month, and then you're not going to want to see chicken in front of you anymore, or broccoli.
Yeah, you're not going to want to eat that for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, that for sure. Tell me about mindfulness. Is that something that's important to you, Ricardo?
Oh yes, totally. This is like that would change my life. Like living like far away from my folks and being a lot by myself. And not just, and what meditation made me learn a lot to be by myself, but with myself. better. And I don't know if that makes sense. It's just more like I learn so much about like waking up like the 20 minutes early to do my meditation practice in the morning, and then sleeping better, and just being present. And I think that it's very hard to try because a lot of people are not open to meditation, and I encourage them to just go for a walk, because I'm a fan of walking. It's one of the best exercises ever. But when you go for a walk next time, if you're not into meditation, just be aware of all of your thoughts and be present. And then from that moment that you start walking, just listen to your thoughts. It's like, like watching that movie in your head. And then just remember that you're not what you're seeing. And when you learn that, you're going to learn how to control yourself. Even like what you just said, why I'm going to walk in the aisle that I know I'm going to buy the foods that I don't want, that I shouldn't buy. And that's mindfulness, like meditation. I think that was one of the biggest thing that happened to me in the last 5 years.
Yeah, 100%. I love, we did a past show. One of the last shows recently was the importance of meditation. And even we had studies, Ariel talked about studies with only 10 minutes a day that improved people's lives. And for me, I feel like I have more time in the day. I have more space between my thoughts. I'm more patient with individuals. Like, there's so many benefits. And I think that goes along with this overall wellness and holistic health we're talking about. Ricardo, before we wrap things up, is there anything that we missed that you wanted to share or that you wanted to talk about?
Sure. That's one thing, like, I know to the listeners, like, if it's anything that you're doing, like if it's a small change that you're going to do, as far as also an exercise, if any type, if it's at the gym or outside, whatever you do, the most important thing is consistency. If you are consistent, even if you're doing it wrong, but you feel like, get your butt to the, at the gym every day. Go outside for your walks. Trust me, you'll see the results. That's the way to go, consistency.
Yes, you're speaking to me. You're speaking to my soul. We got to be consistent without question. I think that means so much. Ricardo, thank you so much for coming on. I want to give you a chance to talk to our audience if they'd like to reach out to you, if they want to get a hold of you. And yeah, let us know more details of where we can find you.
Yeah, my name is Ricardo Santos. So my Instagram is RICA, Rica, CA. So Rica, Ka. I'm making this too confused, right? Rica, CA. So you'll find me on Instagram. You can direct message me. I get back to every single person. Just be patient. Give me at least 12 hours and we'll get in touch and I'll get you on the phone. And if they say that they listen to your podcast, I'll give you like 15 minutes consultation free. We're going to get in a phone call with me and I'll help you with something. I promise.
Very kind of you. Thank you. All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being part of our True Form Life community. You can definitely reach out to Ricardo if you're looking for some help, if you feel like he's the right fit to get you going in the right direction. I love his philosophy of holistic health, wellness, being active, eating right, doing the things around mental clarity and proper preparation to set your day and life and week up for success, whatever it is that you're looking for. That's what this show is all about, holistic health. Ricardo is definitely someone that could help you out. So certainly reach out to him. He's super personable, and he'd be happy to jump on a quick phone call with you as well. More details are going up on exploringmindandbody.com. If you ever miss any past shows, you can always check out past shows there. We do more of our own wellness too. That's at trueformlife.com. Recipes, grocery shopping lists, at-home workouts. We specialize in energy and digestion. So if you find yourself lacking energy throughout the day, that's something we can help with. And if you have issues with digestion, gas, bloating, and digestion, we have some products and services that we've developed and designed ourselves. So you can certainly reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you out, or you can look for more details at trueformlife.com. Once again, thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.